Joshua coming to you again in this second block, Dreams and Visions series. This is video 512, and I guess I'm on a run here. I'd like to share with you another vision that I had in Vancouver. It was more of a visitation, and probably, I don't know, in the 90s, the latter, probably 95, 96, around that time. I was over visiting a friend of mine whose name was Michael. He's an older prophet. And the Lord's called him to be the prophet of Vancouver. And he's a Elijah prophet. And have you ever been rebuked? You know it, because he's rebuked many of the people that he's known, by the Spirit of the Lord. Anyway, I was over at Michael's and Flossie. Flossie is his wife. She since passed on. And I remember sleeping on the couch, and I woke up. It seemed like 3 o'clock in the morning while sleeping on his couch. And but the funny thing is, I did not wake up in this present time and space. And this is I didn't know it, but the Lord is about to awaken my spiritual memory. Where I was fully conscious of being outside of the earth realm, outside of what's created. And I want to check the time here again. And it was right on the edge of heaven, if you can envision it. And if you can envision this broad expanse of land that you can't really put a figure on how big it is. But right on the edge, right where the movie screen was, there was the earth, brand new. There was no life on the earth at this time. The earth was brand new, and it was huge, just brand new, no life. And all these people of all time in eternity, they were gathered together in this horseshoe. And the ends of the horseshoe, it touched the edge of this land area or this screen, and everybody who would ever be was there. And this is back at the beginning of time, when time was just created. And we all had bodies. We all wore the same clothes. We all had the same clothes on, and there was no need to speak, because everything was from the mind. And but anyway, you may not believe this. In the center, I saw the Lord. I saw Jesus Christ in the center of his horseshoe. And in his left hand, he had a notepad. And in his right hand, he had a pen. And he was asking for volunteers to come to this specific time period of the end. And in the horseshoe, I was toward the, I was in the left part of the horseshoe, toward the back, in this position here. And I remember putting up my hand, and I knew that when I put up my hand, I couldn't back down. I've already committed myself. There's no double-mindedness in heaven. Once you make if you committed yourself, you're committed. And remember that we all gathered together, and all the angels were there, all the spiritual beings were there. Just, trillions and trillions of people. And we all gathered around the Lord, around Jesus, and we had a hand into making out our what we were going to do on the earth when we came here. So we had a hand in writing out our mandate for this time. And then remember that we were ready to come to the earth, and we knew that when we came to the earth that our memories would be taken, erased. And we also knew that those who would be going to the earth at this time, who chose to be incarnated in flesh, even as Jesus was a spirit and he was incarnated in flesh, that these people would become the greatest of all spiritual warriors of all time. And that the earth was chosen as the last battlefield between good and evil. Now, there's many earths out there with spiritual beings on it, but the earth is the least spiritual of them all. But it was the place that God and Lucifer made a deal, and the winner would take all. And this is where the battle is going to be fought for souls. Now, both sides are arming up with preparing their end time armies, right? Kingdom against kingdom. And we knew that when we came to the earth, that we would not remember who we are or where we came from, and that we would suffer for a long time, and that through the suffering that we would be prepared to fulfill our mandate. And I believe that's where we are right now. We're right there, where this great awakening is about in the process of happening. That the gathering together of the first fruits is beginning. And if we persevered and didn't give up, didn't jump ship, that God would return our spiritual memory, and we would begin to remember where we came from. And for those who are the religious crowd, they're not going to accept this. I can't help you there. I'm just saying what I've seen and witnessed firsthand. How can you talk to someone about what heaven looks like, or if you haven't been there? You can't. And but I know the Lord has called me to be part of this first fruits, and that I'm in the process of being awakened. Just got an email today from a brother down in Prince Edward Island. His name is Jose, and they're evangelists there. And he shared a vision that I believe that his wife had, where God was choosing 5 or 12 men, 12 apostles for that area, for the time coming. And he's going to choose 12 apostles here in the West Coast and other places. And these would be the leadership that God's going to put into position. And I know that I'm one of those 12 to be chosen here in the West Coast. And I may know of others. And but I believe that we're coming to the time that we're going to fulfill our mandate, our purpose for being here in the earth. That we're going to fulfill the will of God, the reason why we're here. We're not here just to raise our families or have a good time. We're here because we've chosen to come here and to fulfill God's will in our life. For those of you who would like to share, maybe you have similar dreams or visions or visitations, I'd like to hear your story. And for those that may not understand, well, just keep it on the back burner. Just pray about it. The Apostle Paul was not understood by the 12 apostles, that is, apostles of his time. But they did not denounce that Jesus was with them. Okay, that brings to the end this video 512 in this block of dreams and visions. And I'm going to get this uploaded right away.